Hey guys, it's Marquita. Welcome back to another video on my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I took my pantry from drab to fab on a budget. This was a very easy and simple project, of course with the help of my fabulous husband. He built the wooden shelves, and so we just worked really super well as a team to make sure that we accomplished this whole pantry redo. It's been on my to-do list forever, so I'm going to walk you through the entire process. So if you want to see that, then stay tuned. All right, so the first thing that you're going to need to do is gather your supplies up. And so most of the supplies I picked up here are from the Dollar Tree, with the exception of the two big bins in the back, which are teal, and I picked those up from Hobby Lobby for 40% off. I also had some of the other supplies on hand, like the stains and the paints. And so the stain here that I picked up is the Provincial color. And then I have two different white paints. I have a glossy for the baseboards, and then I have a regular satin or eggshell for the walls. And then I went and picked up some gray spray paint from the store, as well as some paint brushes and other utensils that I needed to paint. So these are all the supplies here. So now we're ready to get going with the first step in the process, which is going to be actually prepping the containers to spray paint them, because of course we're not going to use them as they are, because the colors are hideous, of course, and we want them to look nice and cohesive and elegant in the pantry. And so the spray paint that I'm using is Rust-Oleum. It is a paint and primer, and it adheres to plastic, so that's exactly what you want. And it's in like a weathered gray color. It's actually called stone gray, and it's in the satin finish, so it's going to be perfect in the pantry. And so what I went ahead and did is just sprayed each and every bin one coat. I allowed it to dry, and then I came back with a second coat, and then I touched up wherever there was a need. All right, so while that is drying, I'm going to go ahead and stain my wooden planks that are going to actually overlay on top of the existing wire shelves in the pantry, which is pretty cool. So you don't have to remove all those wire shelving. All you have to do is just make this wood plank or wood shelf to go right on top of it, and it's perfect. So my husband built these for me. All he did was take a piece of plywood and a piece of trim, and he actually just glued them together, and I believe he probably used a nail gun as well, just to make sure that those joints were secure. And that's pretty much it. So he made enough of these to go into the shelf, and so now I'm just going to go ahead and stain them, and then I'm going to lay 2 coats of polyurethane on top as a finish. And I find that it's best whenever you're staining something to wear protective gloves, because sometimes the stain is really tricky to get off of your hands. So I always wear gloves when I'm staining, and I'm using a paper towel, a simple paper towel, to apply the stain, and I'm using a foam brush to apply the 2 coats of polyurethane. So now it is time to move on in the next step in the process, which is to paint the entire pantry. It's gotten really bad over the years, so I'm super excited to get this fresh coat of white paint inside of this pantry, because it is looking horrific right now. And so I'm using the Behr Paint Plus Primer, and it is in a eggshell finish. And so I'm going to go ahead and paint the entire pantry as well as the baseboards in a glossy finish, and then we'll move on with the next step. All right, so the painting's all done, and as you can see, I went ahead and added the shelves in here. And again, all you do is just overlay them right on top of the existing wire shelves. And so now comes the fun part. I'm going to go ahead and fill up all of my bins here that I've already spray painted, and I've added them inside of the closet. And I'll go ahead and just fill those up with the treats and the foods and items that I want to store in here from my family. And again, this is the fun part of the process. And then we're going to tweak some things, and we're going to figure it all out and make it look exactly the way we want it. And so what I actually did first was I did a mock setup. And so I pulled all the bins out once they were dried. I set them up on the shelf the way I thought I wanted them. And so that way I had an idea of what foods were going to go where. And it just, for my sanity, it helped me to kind of work things out in my head. So I definitely recommend doing a mock setup. And that way, when you're ready to go at it full force, then you kind of know where everything is going to go on each shelf. All right, so once you've got everything the way you want it inside of the closet, stored in each bin, then you want to go ahead and, now this is optional, but I chose to add labels to the outside of each bin. That way it would look more decorative and it would just look more functional and everybody would be able to find things easily because it was marked with this label. So I found these labels in my craft room, and so I decided to use these chalkboard pens to just go ahead and write in the different items that were going to be stored in the bins. And to me, it just looks better this way. So that's it, guys. It was super easy to do this pantry redo. If you guys have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Also leave in the comments below what you think. Do you like this project? Is it something that you think you may want to try? Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all of your support on my channel. Hopefully you will also consider subscribing and liking this video, guys. That way I'll know that you enjoy these type of videos, because I am kind of trying to add new content to my channel, so giving me a big thumbs up will let me know that you enjoy this as well. So thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.